This video is brought to you by Smart DNS Proxy, link in the description.
Previously on My Mini Home Workshop. G'day, welcome back. I'd especially like to welcome all my new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy the content of my channel. If you missed my last miserable video, there's a link up there now. You go watch that first, come back and watch this one. Now if you're going to watch that one, you haven't seen it yet, then you can have a laugh at my first two attempts at trying to add left-hand threading capability to my little homemade lathe. I spent 2 weeks on that, total waste of time. Hours and hours of machining that sort of, got me nowhere. In that 2 weeks I spent on that, and there was a little bit of downtime in that because I've had some more skin cancer cut out of my face, just up in here. You can see it's healing pretty well now. So it's part of the reason why I had to sort of keep going until all that healed up and got the stitches out. So let's head over to the lathe and see how I might finally get this damn thing to do what I want it to do. Over there. Alright, so if you didn't have a look at the original setup on this, the videos for that, this is how I get the feed down to the back through this setup here. It is fairly adjustable in that this gear this lot can be moved in and out, and this arm swings backwards and forwards. So I'm not going to end up with the same problems I had down the back there with trying to keep the belt tension stable. Now I did have a couple of days off trying to clear my head out. I really thinking about it, can't understand how the hell I didn't come and look here a bit harder to start with. But I didn't, so here I am doing this now. So I haven't been sitting around my ass doing nothing while I had a bit of a break. I did get on and draw up some gears, and I've printed up this one, which will go here, and this one which will mount in behind that pulley there. So I guess the first thing I need to do is get the bearing off, get that pulley off the shaft, get this one onto there, put the bearing back on, because the idea is to take the pulley off there and then move it over to here in front of this gear. So this gear will sit like in there, up underneath that, and then this belt will come down to this point here. So I need to do all that. Now I will go through the process of doing a drawing and printing something up to check everything again like I did down the back. But that's where I'm heading and what I'm going to do. So I'll go and get on with that. Alrighty, so that fits up in there okay, fits nicely in there. I actually stuffed up when I ordered the steel gears. I printed up a 35 tooth. I changed the module from 1 to 1.25, but it didn't stick, and when I printed it in module 1. And I checked the diameter of it, yeah, that's fine, no problems. And then when I made up, I think it was this one, I suddenly looked at it and thought, whoa, why is that so big? I went back, checked the first one I printed, and realised it's still module 1. So, and I'd already ordered 35 teeth. Actually, I put on there that these are 32 teeth. I'd ordered 35 teeth. Alright, so that'll sit in there like that. Let's be careful here. I might end up having to cut a bit out of here to make sure I've got clearance. I don't know. I'll see. So that's about, it'll have to sit about there somewhere. Grab something that's 12 mil. There. Fit in there? No, not really. Oh, there, kinda. Alright. Now, that'll sit down underneath there. I think, just barely. I'll have to knock a bit off the corner of this bearing here to make sure it doesn't hit that. But, and this is an issue here too. I might end up having to unscrew this and move it back over here a bit. It's only screwed on with 2 screws, self-drilling, self-tapping screws, to give this pulley some clearance on the corner of this. But this is still like the one down the back, tight, but not quite as tight. So I think we can get it in there. Alright, so I'll take some measurements from that and go and draw up some sort of bracket for all this to all go in with some bearings and everything in it to carry all this. Righty, quickie. So while you went looking, I've got the angle grinder out, cut a piece off here, give me some more clearance, move this over. I've adjusted this up a bit, and now I've got this down in there a bit further, and that's got plenty of clearance. This belt's nice and tensioned. This one will tension up pretty well. So over in the printer, I have a little block that will fit in here printing, and it's nothing more than a little pad with a step on it that has to sit over the top of this. It's 20 millimeters thick, so that I can bore it out, put 2 bearings in it. Eventually though, once I make sure all of that's right, I'll also weld a tab on it across this way. So I put a screw out here to screw it, just screw it down to the timber or out through this steel, one or the other. And what I might do is take that off, once I've got it all positioned where I want it, and just drill 2 holes through here, put a couple of little countersunk M3 screws or something into the top of it, and one here just to hold it all in position. So that's it's all coming up nice, I think. Going to be a lot less hassle than trying to do it down the back. Alrighty, once again it's taken me a couple of goes to get it right, and even then I still didn't get it right. There it is there, that's the bit I printed up. Once again it's hollow. I forgot to increase, I wanted to increase the size of it by 3%, so I printed it at 103%. I forgot to do it. So consequently the hole in here is too small for the bearings, so it doesn't matter. But what I did do was, this bit of stainless that I use for a shaft, it's bigger than 12 mil, it's 12.4, and I set that at 13 for clearance. So it's a bit undersized, so it sort of holds it where it's got to be. But that fits in there. Dropping things. That fits up in there. It is back in a bit too deep. Needs to come out. That might be okay. I'll just when I machine the shaft up, I'll put a little step on it so it holds the gear out away from the bearings. But that all meshes up pretty well. And there, like that. So we're good to go. I really wanted to make it wider than that. Originally, the first one I printed was plain to go, and they're landing down at Sadahip at Utapao Airport. They come in pretty low over here. Anyway, when I designed the first one, I had it 60 mil wide, so they had a room out here for that tab I want to put out here. But the only piece of 20 mil I got is this bit, and it's got a big bloody hole in it. So the most I can get out of here is about 45 millimeters if I chop it off on a bit of an angle and then come down here. But that's what I'll do with it. But that's 20 mil thick. That allows me to put the pocket in there for the bearings. But I've had enough for this afternoon and it's damn hot again. So I think I'll give it a miss for the rest of the day. Tomorrow morning I'll cut this up, start milling it up, and make this bracket here up. Right, just a quickie. Cut that piece, 20 mil thick piece in half, a bit with a hole in it. And after staring at it for a while, I decided I didn't really want to deal with that hole that was in there, because I cut it through the hole. And I had a look through my scrap bin, found a piece of stock that was exactly the same size as that hole. So I just got a die grinder out, cleaned the rust and shit off it, welded that in there. So once that's cooled down, because it was still hot when I started grinding it, so it's bloody hot again now. I'll throw it over the back here. Let it cool down for a while, and then I'll get it back in the saw and cut this edges off, and I'll do something about milling it. Alrighty, let's do this. Hope the camera plays nice today. Alright, I'll get that out of there, get some parallels in, the bigger fly cutter out, and fly cut the sides. Back in a minute. Back to glorious looking fly cutter finishes. That's bloody nice, that is. It'll definitely be my front. Alrighty, so once again I'm going to turn this camera off, deburr this, just check it. I did check it in between doing the sides, doing the edges and the sides to make sure it fitted in neatly, and it did. So I've just got to, because that's not perfectly square, got to figure out what's the top, what's the bottom, what's the sides. And the next thing I'll do is drill the holes in here and machine it out for the bearings before I go, because on the opposite side I have to machine two grooves in the thing. For those of you who've been around a while, yeah, would have seen me struggling with this piece of garbage drill, which is just bloody useless, soft as poop it is, 19mm drill. So I invested in a new one from a crowd called Drill Force, Chinese brand. But geez, what a nice looking drill. So let's see how well this does. Alrighty, so I've got to bore it out, take two of these. These are just skateboard bearings, 14mm. So but I'm not going 14, but only going about 13 or 13.5 I suppose. Alrighty, so that was 13mm. Let's see what the cutting edges look like. Too sharp maybe. You see, they held up pretty well. Beautiful. Alright, so I'll get the boring. I'll turn this camera off for a couple of minutes while I set the boring head up, and we'll bore that out to suit these bearings. For those of you who watch the new drawbar videos, done. Like a dog's dinner, done. Sort of a size hole that we cut there. And we cut about 0.1 oversize. Let's just touch the inside of that. Yeah, we'll take 19 out 22 a set, that's probably around 1.5 mil each side. So yeah, that should take a 0.5 mil, make it a mil bigger. We'll touch off first. Alright, that should have taken about 1mm out of it. We should be at around, yeah, just up to 20. What are we going to go to? 21, 22. I'm going to not get greedy with this because I don't want to wreck this, get it oversized. .8. Quick sanity check. Oh, get more, it's only 21.3. .79, that'll do, mate, and we can fine tune it from there. 21.8. Alright. So we want another of these bearings. Let's measure them with a mic. Yeah, 100th over. So about 0.2. Righty, so we're going to go up to another 0.2, but I think I'll take just these stick under that. Not too bloody far. I think I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, so see how we go. Oh, it might just slide down, I know. Bit of 100th of interference with a bit of luck. No, bloody thing's just going to slide in there. Oh, so they might just get a bit of Loctite. I might give them the centre punch treatment, maybe down the bottom fits better. But anyway, that's that part of it done. So, bought a new chamfering tool the other day, but I don't think it's big enough. Just going to buy the next one up, but it was like twice the bloody price. Yeah, not quite big enough. Very nice looking tool though. Alrighty, so I'll do something about getting the bearings. I'll try and get a chamfer in that. Get the bearings in it, and then the next thing we'll do is make a shaft to put through there, carry that gear and the pulley. Alrighty, so let's make this shaft. I've already faced the end off, so let's go. I think I might put the live sander in that, sticking out a long way. That's a bit of 304 stainless. Beautiful. Like I bloody bought one, only much more better. Alright, now get a thread up in here. You don't mind telling me that I truly hate tapping threads in stainless steel. Right, so I'm going to get that out of there now and work out how long this back end needs to be. Alrighty, don't need to take much off this end, just 0.4 of a millimetre. Beautiful, look at that. Alrighty, so I've got that all fitted up in there. She runs a bit wonky, but I suspect that'll go away with the two steel gears, because it'll just be these two plastic gears running out of it. Something I haven't done yet is put a flat on this shaft for this gear in the back here. So I best get it all apart and get a flat on there so that rub screw in there can't slip. I'll put a little flat on this shaft for the plastic gear there, so hopefully it won't slip either. So while you guys are not looking, I'll do all that, and I'll drill and tap a couple of holes in the top here to fix that in place and weld the piece on here so I can put a screw out here. And when I've got all that done, I'll come back to you and we'll try and cut a left-hand thread. Right, so I got all that done except for the bracket here, and I don't know that I need it. Now that I've got it bolted down from the top here. This is not so wonky anymore, I'll show you. Those plastic gears are a little bit noisy, but anyway. If I decide I need this bit here, I'm going to pull all apart to put the steel gears in, so I'll put it in there then. Alrighty, so it's late in the afternoon now, so I've decided I'll leave the attempt at the threading until tomorrow. At this point in the video, I'd like to thank my patrons. This continued support is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a link down in the description. You can sign up there and drop me a couple of dollars every month. If you don't want to be a regular contributor, there's always buy me a coffee. Now, let's get back to the build. Alrighty, so if you've been enjoying watching me try to get all this working, how about doing me a favour and smashing that like button, giving it a great big thumbs up. Well, before we can do anything else, I've discovered a small problem here. The big plastic cover I printed for over on the back of the back cover here it's all hitting the new pulley I put on there, so it gets to about there and it stops. So I won't be able to close the back cover up while I'm doing this. Not completely anyway, but I might just whack a bit of tape or something on there just to stop it flying open while I'm working. I think that won't rub. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, so it's the moment of truth. Will this thing go that way while it's turning forwards? Let's see. Engage it. Yay, look at that. Alrighty, so I'll turn the camera off and I'll set all this up. I'll do it and machine it up, then we'll try and cut that damn thread. Alrighty, so let's do this. Engage that first. A little bit of, we'll do a scratch pass first and just make sure I've got all those gears and everything right. Can you see that alright? It's a bit bloody dark for me. That's hard to see. That one looks alright. See if we put some light on the situation. A bit better. Oh, looks a bit better. Alrighty. By Joves, I think we've done it. Look at that. Alrighty, so I'll get all this shit out of the way and I'll just clean it up a bit because it's a bit sharp, that thread. I might cut it a bit too deep now, but I'll do all that and I'll come back to you. Alrighty, so I didn't end up going too deep with that. I tidied it up a bit and it's actually pretty bloody good. So there we have it. At last. Alrighty, well those plastic gears held up pretty well too, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's kind of, you know, a case of, do I just leave them in there, see how long they last, but I'd hate to have them crap out halfway through a thread. But anyway, so I do hope you enjoyed watching me struggle again with all that, although it wasn't so much struggle street this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you come back next week and see what I'm up to. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.